Hi, Rate. This video is going to show you how I expect you to do the workings out on the fluencies that I set you. It's been a little disappointing, the quality lately, so I thought I'd do an example as to how I want you to lay the workings out. So grab a pen, grab the test that you did, and let's go over the questions. Question 1, we have a subtraction, so we go unit under unit. I locate the unit on my first number, so that will be the 3. 3 is my unit. And I'll locate the unit on my second number, and that's the 9. So unit under unit. Subtract my units of 3 and then 9 under the 3. Since I do not have decimals after the 9, I just put a 0 to help myself. Now I subtract. 5 take away 0 is 5. 3 take away 9 I cannot do, so I borrow from the 2. That leaves me with a 1, and this becomes a 13. 13 take away 9 is a 4. Now we have 11 take away 1 is a 10. Decimal point, don't forget to lower it. So your answer is 104.5. Question 2, multiplication, gelosia. Okay, so you need to write there, every time you see a multiplication, you know you need to do gelosia. Drawing the gelosia boxes. I have a 2-digit by a 3-digit that I need to multiply. So my box needs to be 2 by 3. I split the box diagonally, and then I put the numbers in. So 4.9 and 9.03. Now I do the multiplication. 3 times 4, 12. 0 times 4, 0. And 9 times 4, 36. I move on to the 9 now. 3 times 9. Use your fingers for this if you have forgotten. You know how to do that. 3 times 9, 27. 0 times 9, 0. And 9 times 9 is 81. So we have a 7. Now we add them. 2 add 2 add 0 is a 4. 1 add 0 add 0 add 1 is a 2. Then we have into the next row, 8 add 6 is a 14. Carrying the 1, 4. So I get the digits now. 4, 4, 2, 4, 7. Don't forget the decimal point, so let's just put that one in. So that it's here to start with, and it's there. So if we drag them along together, I better get a different color so then you can see better. That'll do. And we drag. So 44.247. Number 3, list the factors of 16. Factors go into the number. So, and factors always go in pairs. We have number 16 to work with. We do them in pairs, 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4 and 4. The question is asking us to list. So we're going to put a list, 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4. We do not need to put 4 down twice. Question 4. This is loads of operations in here, so we need to be very careful of BIDMAS. Sorry, my cat is meowing. Okay, so BIDMAS, we got brackets, so everything else stays as it is. I have 2 lots of, this means multiplication, but I'm going to do brackets first. 4 add 6 is 10. So I've sorted the brackets. Next thing is indices. So that's an index. 6 squared is an index. So 6 times 6 is 36 plus, and I leave everything else as it is. So I've done that. The next one I have is a division or multiplication. I have multiplication. So 36 plus 20. So I've sorted that out. And next is addition or subtraction. So 36 at 20, that's a 56. And that's finished. I'm going to circle my answers so you know what to mark against. Those are the first 4 questions. Now, question number 5. We have a subtraction with fractions. You have all the fraction videos on YouTube. So if you did not watch them for one reason or the other, maybe you were busy, maybe you were unwell, you need to go back and watch them. It's really, really important that you do so. Now, I know that to add or subtract fractions, I need to find LCM of the denominators. Okay, I'm going to turn these denominators into improper to help myself. 3 times 8, or 8 times 3, and then plus the 4. 8 times 3 is 24. Add the 5 is 29 over 8. This will be subtracted by the next fraction. So again, I multiply and then I add. 4 times 2, 8. Add the 1, 9 over 4. Now I cannot add these fractions because the denominators are different. I need to make the denominators the same by finding the LCM. And the LCM of 8 and 4, it's 8. Because think about it, 4, 8, 12, and 8, 16. So that's your LCM. So before we do, to the first one, we're not going to do anything because that's already an 8. However, we're going to work with the second one. So we need to turn that into an 8. That's our aim. Then you ask yourself, how did 4 go into the 8? Times what? Times 2. And we know that whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So that will give you an 18 because 9 times 2 is 18. Now that the denominators are the same, I can subtract. 29 take away 18 is an 11. Denominator does not change. That is your answer. Or if you want to turn it into a mixed number, there will be how many 8s into 11? You can ask yourself, that's 1. And your remainder is 3 8s. These two numbers are equal to each other. Either of them would give you the marks in our case. Question number 6. Mr. G got 4 out of 5. In maths, out of is the division or the fraction line. And Miss T got 6 out of 10. So 6 out of 10. And it says who did better. Basically, it's asking us to compare fractions. And we know that to compare, we find LCM. Again, this would be on the fractions video. And if you fail to watch them, you're not going to know how to do the question. Okay, the LCM of 5 and 10. So 5, 10, 10, 20, we know it's 10. So we need to write both these fractions with a denominator 10. Nothing happens here between these fractions. So from 6, 10, nothing's happened to it. I need a 10, I have a 10, so I leave that. However, I'm going to turn the 4 5s into a 10. So how did 5 go into 10? Times 2. Whatever I do to the bottom, I do to the top. So 4 times 2, it's an 8. Now I can see which fraction is bigger because the denominators are the same. And I can tell that 8 tenths is bigger than 6 tenths. So the answer is going to be Mr. G did better. And that's it. That would be your answer. Question 7. Write the first 5 prime numbers. We know that 1 is not a prime, so we'll start with 2. And we know that primes are numbers that only have 2 factors, 1 and themselves. So 2, 3 can only be divided by 1 and 3. Is 4 a prime? No, because 2 can go into 4. 5, that's a prime. Then we have 7. Then we have 11. 8, 9, and 10 are not primes because they all have factors. Okay, question 8. 6/7 of 35. From the videos, from the fraction videos, we know that of means multiply. So let's rewrite the question. 6/7 times 35. And it'll be easier to write it over 1. So then it's easier on the eye. Now we can see if we can simplify first. Again, if this is not making any sense, you need to go back and watch the videos. Now, we're going to see if we can simplify first, because it's easier to make your life easy. You simplify first. So we divide both of these numbers by 7. 35 divided by 7 leaves me with a 5, and 7 divided by 7 leaves me with a 1. So I have 6 times 5 left over 1 times 1, and that will give me 30 over 1, or just 30. And that's your finished answer. 6/7 of 35 are 30. Moving on to question 9. Simplify. To simplify, we've done a little bit of this together before we closed the school for Christmas. So if you cannot do this one, it's fine. I'm going to do a video on this. So I'm quickly going to go over this. We need to collect like terms. So the ones that are the same, we're going to circle them together with a sign. And the ones that are different, we're going to put, I'm going to grab a different color, so then it's easier to see. We said we're going to put squares around them with the sign. So let's just add this up now. I have 2a's, subtract 7a's. I remember Dnea always drawing the number line there. And she always got the questions right. So let's start. 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, and minus 10. So your starting point is 2. That's your starting point. Now you need to take away 7, so you go down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You ended up here. That's -5. So you did this and that. You ended up at -5. Now you need to add or subtract the other 5 here. So from -5, going down another 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your landing point is -10a. We've sorted the a's out. Now we're going to sort the b's. Your starting point is 7b. So I'm going to extend my line a little bit, so then you can see how it works out. So you start at 7, that's your starting point, and your command is to go down 2, 1, 2. So that will be plus 5b. And that's your finished answer. You simplified this expression. Question 10. Find the LCM of 6 and 9. You're already really good at this, so I'm not going to go over it too much. You write the times tables of 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. Do I need any more? Then I have times 8 is 48 and times 9 is 54. Now I'm going to do the 9 times table. So 9, 18. Oh, I don't need any more. I can see the 18 already. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of this 2. So that is easier for me to find 18. So LCM is 18. Nice and easy. Question 11. Write 46 as a product of its prime. This is the tree thing that we did. Again, you have a video on this. Go back and watch it. 46. We split it into 2 and 23. 2 is prime, and it happens that 23 is also prime because no other number goes into 23. So we're going to write 46 is equal to 2 times 23. And that's finished. Question 10. I wouldn't be too mad if you can't do this because we only done a couple of examples on this. But I need you to write to estimate, round to 1 SF. Okay, so we're going to round these numbers, and to round 1 SF, so the first number that you see, that's not 0. So we draw the line. So that will be 5, because 3 is not strong enough to change it. So that will be 50. 53, it's closer to 50 than to 60. Times, then we have 10.9. Is that closer to 10 or to 20? It's closer to 10. And if we do the significant numbers, so that's 1, 0 is not strong enough to change the 1. So the 1 remains as it is. And then on the denominator, we've said that zeros have no value. If you have £0, you've got nothing. So they are not significant at all. So the first number that is significant in here is 5. So we draw the line after the 5. Then 0 is not strong enough. So we're going to write it as 0.05. Now we work this out. 50 times 10 is 500 over 0.05. We cannot divide by a decimal. So what we need to do, we need to use our fraction skills to work this out. So we're going to turn this into an integer times 100. And we've done equivalent fractions. Whatever we do to the top, we do to the bottom. 500 times 100 is 50,000. So 2 zeros for the 100 and then 2 zeros for the 500. Now we do this calculation and the answer is 10,000. And that is our final answer. We're going to move on to the area and perimeter now. And we have done this in class several times. However, I'm going to explain it again. You look at the shape, question 11, you look at the shape and you ask yourself what shape it is. It's a rectangle. What's the formula for the rectangle? Area, base times height. What do I do next? I substitute. I have square root of 25 times 3. That's your base and that's your height. Square root of 25 is 5 times 3, and the answer is 15 centimeters squared. That's it. It's finished. Number 12. Now we have a triangle, and as you can see, you have loads of numbers here. So you need to be very, very careful which numbers to use. We have a triangle, so area is base times height divided by 2. That's the formula for the area of the triangle. That's it. That never changes. You just need to make a note of it and use it every time you need to find area of a triangle. Now let's substitute the numbers. We can see that the base is 5. The height is the one that's standing up, is the one that's perpendicular. We already said in class, there's not the slanted ones. They're just there to confuse you. They're just there to test you, actually. So the one that we need is 1. And you should be very proud of yourselves if you knew this, because almost every child gets this wrong. And all you have to do now is just work it out. 5 times 1 is 5 divided by 2. So half of 5 is 2.5 centimeters squared. And that's the area of this triangle. I'm just going to write that. That's my answer. Nice and simple. Now we are on question 13. You again ask yourself, what shape have I got? The answer is that you have a parallelogram. The parallelogram has the same formula as the square or as the rectangle, which is base times height. Base, we can see the base, it's 5. Height, we know now, is the one that's standing up straight. That's 90 degrees. That's perpendicular. And that is 3. Again, we just work them out, 15 centimeters squared. Question 14, find the area. Now we don't have a formula for this shape, so what we need to do, we need to just split it and make shapes that we can recognize. So we have now, I'm going to draw these shapes here, like that. So you have this rectangle with 5 and 8. So what's the area? 40. That's very well done. And I have a little one on the side here, which got a height of 2, and it's got a base of 6. And the reason why I know it's a 6, because look, that's a 5, same as the one up there. So when you add them 2 together, they make you 11. So 2 times 6 is a 12. So together, I have area 1 to be a 40, area 2 to be a 12. So area of that shape is 40 plus 12, which is 52 centimeters squared. We're done with all the areas of those shapes. We are now going to do their perimeters. Perimeter, distance around the 2D shape. So let's go around and add up all the sides. So we know that root of 25 is 5. We know up here we have a 5, and here we have a 3, because those are the same. So perimeter, we're going to go around. So 3 plus 5 plus 3 plus 5. And that would give me an 8 plus another 8. And that would give me a 16 centimeters. For F, here now, we need to find the perimeter of a rectangle. So again, we're going to go around and add up the sides. Just go around it. So I'm going to just go around, go around, go around, and add them. So 5 to start with, and I add that to the 7, and I add that to the 3. 5 at 7 is a 12, added to the 3, and that'll give me a 15 centimeters. Now I am back at my parallelogram. A parallelogram has 4 sides. I can see there it has got 4 sides. So I just need to add those 4 sides together. So I start with a 5. I'm going to go around and add them. This side here is 4 because it's the same as the one opposite. And this side here is 5. Now I got nothing to do with the 3. I don't need the 3. When I'm doing perimeter, because I'm just going to go around. So perimeter is 5 plus 4 plus 5 plus 4. So this will give me a 9 plus another 9, and the perimeter is 18 centimeters. We are on to the last question. This is a little bit more difficult because we have a couple of missing sides here. So if you look here, I can see that this shape has 6 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But they don't have numbers, so you need to find the numbers. If this is 2 standing up, how many more do you need to stand up here? So when you add them together, it gives you 8. So the answer would be 6. Well done, because 6 add 2 is 8. And then we have this side lying around here. I'm going to grab a different pen. This side here lying around. Not lying around, lying down. So the lot is 11. And 5 at 6 is 11. So that is 6 too. Let's just add those 6 sides now. I start with 11 plus 8 plus 5 plus 6 plus 6 plus 2. All I need to do is add them up. 11 add 8, these 2 are 19. These 2 are 11. And these 2 are 8. Now 19 add 11 is 30. And then I still have the 8. So when I add 30 plus 8 is 38. So the perimeter is 38 centimeters. Now, this is how I need you to do all the working out on the tests that you're going to be doing and on the fluencies that I am giving you. There is no excuse for you to say I don't understand, because I have just shown you. All I'm going to do for your future test, I'm going to change the numbers and you are going to do the same method. Okay, so I hope you understood what I just did. However, if you didn't, make sure that you email me and I'm more than happy to help you. Okay, guys, see you on your next video.